I never had that problem.
No, they just did random security
checks.
And the
They
dogs.
told us to bring to clear book sacks.
But we didn't have that.
I don't remember me
I'm
having
only thinking of high school. I'm not thinking of anything else, but I'm sure all the other schools, we didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
The schools I went to, and I went to a lot of schools.
Do you even remember how it felt to have a book sack on?
No, because I was one of those cool kids. I'm too cool for the backpack. I'm gonna get one of those big, what you call it? It's like a big purse, but you just hold it on your shoulder bag.
Shoulder bags. Yeah,
yeah. I didn't wear a backpack.
Open. They don't got no button, no zipping, no nothing.
Yeah, I stopped wearing backpack in 8th grade.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Starting off with a very controversial point, gonna ruffle some feathers right off the bat. I'm gonna be talking about backpacks, but I'm gonna start off with a stroll down memory lane regarding what I went to school with, which is a backpack like this. And there was a switch, I don't know when it happened, but I wasn't allowed to carry this backpack anymore. I had to switch to a clear or transparent or mesh backpack to where all the contents inside could be visible to the professionals in the school. I believe it was to prevent harmful and illegal substances or items being brought onto school property. And the reason I'm saying...
Yeah, the mesh or the plastic. Which one y'all had, mesh or plastic?
We never had that problem.
I never had that problem?
No, they just did random security checks. And the
they
dogs.
told us to bring to clear book sacks.
But we didn't have that.
I don't remember
I'm only thinking of high school. I'm not thinking of anything else, but I'm sure all the other schools, we didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
The schools I went to, and I went to a lot of schools.
Do you even remember how it felt to have a book sack on?
No, because I was one of those cool kids. I'm too cool for the backpack. I'm gonna get one of those big, what you call it? It's like a big purse, but you just hold it on your shoulder bag.
Shoulder bags. Yeah,
I didn't wear a backpack.
Open. They don't got no button, no zipping, no nothing.
Yeah, I stopped wearing backpack in 8th grade.
This is because when I'm talking about the current issue right now, I want it to be known that this is nothing new. I mean, yes, a different magnitude, maybe a different level, but the issue regarding what's being brought in backpacks is not something that just happened yesterday or this year. And so in the United States, there's a lot of buzz or conversation going around banning backpacks at schools. And can you guys guess what the reasoning is behind this? If you guessed school shootings, ding-a-ding-a-ding, winner, winner, chicken dinner, you are correct. I think that not even just Germans, anybody in the United States, no, in the world, not the United States. There are people in the United States that 1000% agree with this, but anybody in the world would find this to be ridiculous that we tiptoe so crazy in the United States around a weapon. We go through so many hoops and hurdles to sort of, I don't know, if it's protecting a weapon, a gun, or if it's trying to make it less efficient for, let's say, a school shooting from happening, instead of trying to prevent it altogether. And some people will say, yeah, but you know, taking away backpacks is a way to prevent it. No, doing it, like getting, what is it called? Reformation. Gun laws in place and having stricter requirements for obtaining guns in the United States is the way to prevent these things from happening. Not taking away backpacks from the most innocent and vulnerable.
I never understood this. Like, they try to fix a problem without fixing the problem.
Right.
It's like, oh, so you keep walking down this road, you keep stepping on the nail, we're going to give you boots. Take the nail out the road.
Right.
Take the nail.
Ban the nail.
Ban the nail. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
people in society. I know it's just a backpack. I know this is just a backpack, but for kids, going to school and getting a backpack means so much more. It teaches kids responsibility. It teaches kids individuality. You get to choose something that matches your personality. You get to have something that is unique to you.
So did you choose your shoulder bag, like you say, to match your personality?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I had one that said peace on it. I had another one with some peace emojis. Yeah.
You were kind of like match your shoestrings to match the back. You was one of them.
I was one of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
It's keeping all of your stuff in one location, and it's so much more than just a backpack. The backpack is a symbol for something else, and you're taking that away and you're implementing lockers, which we've had in the United States for a long time, but we're implementing bulletproof backpacks, the armed teachers, bulletproof windows and doors in schools, and adding whatever we can to try to stop guns from causing an issue, then saying, hey, maybe we need to do something about the guns. And it's just very interesting for me to see high profile, wealthy individuals, political advocates, or just advocates in general promoting and wanting no gun reform, no changes to be made, and the right to bear arms to just continue to prosper. And in that same sentence or breath, say that we need to ban backpacks for children to prevent gun violence is shocking. I will never get over this point, you guys. It will always bother me. And I can just say, from a U.S. citizen, it's weird to see this. So I can only imagine what Europeans that don't have to deal with this stuff on the daily like we have to in the United States.
I just want to mention, here's a bar. Not all results means progress.
You
got something you want to add to that?
No.
Okay, I just want to say that because, period.
Now, I feel like a lot of things are just temporary, because when the next administration gets in office, they
we mentioned that.
Change things a lot.
Everybody got to play cleanup.
We never could progress.
Yeah.
We never could progress. It always rolls back.
It's because they think that we're going to be okay with the results.
Right.
But we're looking at it like, what y'all changed?
They try to please everybody.
Yeah. See it as well. And so moving on to the next point, which is the lack of 24-hour time, Celsius, and the metric system. In the United States, we use AM, PM, we use Fahrenheit, and we use the imperial system. And we're one of the few places in the world that does this. I believe you could count on one or two hands how many other locations use this way of measuring, counting, and telling time. And it's very interesting now because in school, what I'm studying, granted, we have to know the American version of how to do things, but we also have to know the rest of the world version of how to do things. We're learning kilograms, we're learning grams, and we're learning Celsius, we're learning meters, we're learning how to tell time on the 24-hour clock. And for me, I have the upper hand because I've been living in a place that has these things and does these things on a normal basis, and I didn't have to learn it in the mathematical formula way. You just, I don't know, it comes natural. It's just something that you get used to. You understand that 33 degrees Celsius is warm, hot. And then instead of doing the, formula to convert what that is into Fahrenheit, which is what a lot of the people are doing in my class or have to do in my class because they don't understand, I sort of have the upper hand. And I'm very thankful for that. But it's very interesting that a lot of the important things that are studied, especially in universities and colleges in the United States, are done or take this method, take these methods, I should say. The next thing that I'm going to be talking about that people in the United States do that Germans might find weird is that we do not have an allgemeine Meldepflicht, which is a mandatory registration or address registration. What that means in Germany is that if you move from one address to the next, you have to go to a Behörde, an office. I mean, technically you can do it online now. Back in the day, I could not, but currently you can. And you tell them that you've changed addresses and they register you to that address, and that basically sticks with you. In the United States, if I were to change from one house to the next, I don't have to go anywhere and tell them I've changed my address.
Okay, so maybe we just a little bit old school and we was raised by older adults who was like, you need your mail to follow you.
Yeah.
We have moved quite a bit over the last decade, and every single time we've moved, we always went to the post office online. Now we have to go to the post office, but online and we changed our address, and it changes automatically. It sends all of your mail to your new address for about 6 months to a year, and after that year you should have already, contacted any place that needs your address to make that change. But we the only ones that do that. I think all of us supposed to do that.
I thought that was like a norm where you're supposed to make sure your mail follow you. Like, so I've seen like houses that we've lived at, people mail still come to that spot.
Right.
Cops still come to that spot. Like, things of that nature. But like everything supposed to follow you. So some people do that cutoff so they don't have all that extra information go with them. But then you have your life you gotta still live. So where you get all that information going to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've always done that, so. Okay, let us know if y'all do that. If you're from the United States or live in the United States, let us know. Like, do you change your address with the post office every time you move, or you just don't care where your mail go? I don't want nobody in my business. My mail coming with me.
Yeah, you gotta update that.
Yeah.
But what I have to do is maybe tell the post office that I've changed addresses and I would like my mail to maybe be sent to my new address. And if anything sent to my old address has my name on it, please like vitalize it to my new address. But to where I'm registered and I have to go to an office or I have to go online and fill out a form, it's not something we do. And I remember the first time coming to Germany, going to the KVR, and I think the person, maybe it was like one of their first days, and I was the first person from the United States that they came into contact with, but they were asking me about my religion. And I said, we don't have that in the United States where you have to write down what your religion is. And then they asked me about my Meldepflicht or my Wohnsitz in the United States and where I'm registered at. And I'm like, we don't have that either in the United States. And they were like, you don't have an allgemeine Meldepflicht, you don't have a Wohnsitz Meldepflicht. And I was like, no. And they could not believe me. And I was like, that's just how it works. The next thing that happens in the United States that might be weird to Germans is when sales tax is added to the end number that you see when shopping. This irks my nerves. I know that the United States is not the only place that does this, but we are one of the biggest places that does this, and it is quite annoying, especially when you get used to the other way, where in Germany you see a price and that's what you pay unless you get something to drink that has a deposit on it and you have to pay the deposit on top of the end amount. But for sales tax, you don't have to worry. What you see is what you pay. Underneath my grocery shopping in the United States video, because a lot of people do not know that sales tax is not added to essential food items, depending on where you are in the United States. I don't think every state does this, but the majority does. And so if you're buying, let's say, a head of broccoli, a bunch of carrots, some rice, some milk, some cheese, the price that you see on the sticker is usually the price that you're going to pay at the register, no sales tax included. And that was just something that I wanted to bring up because, like I said, I got into arguments with people regarding this, and a lot of people don't know this about the United States, but I just wanted to inform you. But for me, it just makes no sense why they don't have the labels for the prices with sales tax already included, because they have to do it anyways. The computers, when you check out, calculate that number, so why can't they do that before I get to the checkout? And I have to be surprised by an additional couple dollars being tacked on to my bill. I believe it is a mental strategy to make people purchase more.
I don't know, like when I was a kid and I would go to the stores and I would see, $3.65. I'm literally bringing $3.65 to this counter, and I'm like, and they were like, sir, you don't have enough.
Need like, about 20 cents more.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't worry, but I got it. And they'll put like a little dime or two in there. Yeah,
and people leave like money left over at the register.
Change.
Yeah.
Because the 6 cents, 5 cents, $1, couple dollar, I guess, addition that's added to the bill or to the end amount of the items would deter people from purchasing them. Which you guys may think that sounds crazy, but if it's a 6 cents, 10 cents difference that puts it from $9 to $10, people might just say, hey, that's too expensive, even though the end amount is only $6, 5, 10 cents, 20 cents, and it's not really that much, but seeing it is a mental game. And so when you get to checkout and you just see this huge sum of money not really tacked on to the end prices of single items, you think to yourself, oh, no big deal, I have to pay it anyways. I don't know what the reason is. I think I'm gonna research this now and look it up and put it on the screen so you guys can know, but this is just so interesting, bizarre, and ridiculous to me. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. So the last and final point that I'm going to be talking about in this video is circumcision, and I thought this would fit perfectly in things people do in the United States that Germans find weird.
It's a different one.
What you paused it for?
Because a lot of times when we're comparing countries, it's similar things, but
yeah,
that's a different one.
What's so different about that they don't do here? And
I don't know. Let's find out.
Because in the United States, around 60% of the male genitalia population is circumcised, and in Germany, I believe it's around 10%. These are the numbers that I could find from my basic Google research, search. If you guys can find better percentages, you're more than welcome to leave them down below in the comment section, but I could not find concrete numbers. And this sort of reminds me of the egg concept in the United States and Germany, because in the United States, our eggs are refrigerated.
This must be for the woman.
No,
for the sisters out there. Men. For who?
The same.
Men don't need to know why or if another man has handled that. That is for the women. Women, when you go to Germany, now you know.
Y'all about to get on the out of this video. I got on here about sitting down.
Hey, I'm just saying, fellas, I didn't know that was a conversation y'all was having out there. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe she's just making it known to man that this is what it is.
Being known. I don't know how this became a topic.
But that's for women to understand.
But I'm gonna laugh. Bring them on. I'm going to show them every last one. Look what they say.
Gee, bro. Hold on. She mentioned something about eggs.
I'm better percentages. You're more than welcome to leave them down below in the comment section, but I could not find concrete numbers. And this sort of reminds me of the egg concept in the United States and Germany, because in the United States, our eggs are refrigerated due to us washing them with chemicals to prevent the spread of bacteria or just anything bad penetrating the egg and causing sickness and illness in people, hence us having to refrigerate our eggs. In Germany and a lot of other places, they do not do that. They do not wash the eggs chemically, and so that barrier is still intact. I'm not going to argue which one is better, which one is worse, but I am going to be applying this concept to circumcision. And when you're looking at the United States, our reasoning behind circumcising people is due to hygienic reasons or prevention of illness and disease, if there's a medical condition that needs to be addressed, and also we could throw in vanity as well. Then you go to the German side and they don't think it's necessary. They think it's an unnecessary step. Like I said, if you have a medical condition or there's a particular issue, then they will address it and it will most likely be done. But just to get it done is not something that happens here. And at the end of the day, you guys, I do not care too much about this topic, but I do find it interesting that when you have a conversation with a random person in the United States or Germany, not to say that you should be having a conversation over a coffee date or dinner with some random person you met and asking, are you circumcised and what do you feel and what do you think about circumcision? I do not think that at all. But when you transition to a more serious conversation regarding circumcision, it's interesting to hear the arguments, the, counter arguments to pro and con circumcision in the United States and Germany. And so with that being said, ending this video.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
Make sure you guys check our channel out. Awesome young lady. Hey, look.
That is an interesting conversation.
Very interesting and uncomfortable. Because
yes.
I feel like some men probably just don't feel comfortable speaking about private areas.
Yeah. The men, but what about the women?
It's for y'all to talk about.
The women
That's
who
for y'all
bore the children, you know.
I feel like this is a parent's choice. Mm-hmm. So it's happening repeatedly because the parents are still choosing to say, hey, you know what? My child is fine. No clips, please.
Right. This is an interesting conversation because we are a part of the natural birth community. Mm-hmm. We had a natural birth at home. Go check out that video.
Beautiful experience.
With our last baby, and of course she was a girl, so we didn't have to go through that problem, you know. But in the Facebook group, you know, it was a lot of the natural birth community. And they were having these discussions and these back and forths. And I'm just reading every comment like, oh, really? And it was interesting to go read about. And I feel like to each his own. You know, to each his own.
Yeah. I never thought about it. I never thought to think about whether in the world the percentage of it's like
because it was just your norm. That's why.
Whether it wasn't or not, I'm just not. It's not a.
You don't want to talk about it.
No, it's not. I don't want to talk about it. It's not a speck of a thought. Like it's not even a string of hair type of thought. Like just where that idea came from. Like where that conversation come from. I don't have it. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.